All right. I hope everybody's doing well. Uh, Anybody that's going to watch this, please watch the entire thing. This is something that is informative. It's something that means a lot to me as somebody who is being affected by directed energy, as somebody who has made it this far during my targeting. And with all the time that I've spent being targeted, I've learned a lot from this, what's been happening to me and as well as other people. So please just watch the entire video, and then, just learn something from it, hopefully. Comment, please subscribe, please follow. You'll do me a huge favor if you follow. Please watch the other videos. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask in the comments. If you have any thing you want to add with what you've been going through, please, I want to hear it. Put it in the comments. This is just a horrible situation. I don't know how else to put it. It's a horrible situation. I want to thank Kevin again. This is the second video where in the beginning I've wanted to thank Kevin. You guys know him as Targeted Individual if anybody has watched his videos. Thank you, Kevin. Whenever he would post a video, I would watch it, and whether I agreed or disagreed with him, it didn't matter. He was doing the same thing that I'm trying to do. He was having his voice go out to somewhere so at least somebody else hears it, and you feel like somebody cares. If you don't do anything, you don't say anything, then you're going to sit there by yourself like this going, this sucks. And you wake up the next day and it sucks. And you wake up the next day and it sucks because nothing changes. Nothing has changed. The only difference is that your targeting slides off a little bit, in the fact that the energy isn't the same as it was when you first started. And I heard Kevin in one of his videos, his early videos, say, well, I'm not as bad as I was, during phase 1 of your simulation targeting, because phase 1 had the highest level of concentrated energy while you were being made to call the ambulance on yourself and in the mental ward and all that stuff, if you're in the walk to death protocol. But so thanks. I appreciate it, Kevin. You told me about the EMF detector and all that stuff. This video is going to be about radiation, about the directed energy, what it does to your body, and how the automated system gives that to you, and what it does to walk you to death by putting the directed energy into your body, and the different things that can come out of it inside of you, in here, and all over the place. So please pay attention, stay with me. Don't flip the video. This is useful information. So that way, if you're somebody who's getting directed energy put on you, you can at least have a little bit more information on what it's doing to you and some common sense. It's not your neighbors doing it to you. Please stop it with, my neighbors are radiating me. Oh, if you're in an apartment, I see there's an old lady in California who has an Instagram page. She keeps saying, oh, my neighbor's below me, whenever her feet are burning or whenever she gets hit in her feet. She thinks it's the neighbors below her pointing some sort of directed energy gun at her and hitting her feet. Whenever she's getting hit from this side or that side, she thinks it's the neighbors in the apartment next to her, and she shouts out the apartment number. It is not your neighbors. I'm going to tell you exactly what it is. So please hang in here with me. I'm tired of people doing oh, I know who it is. It's my neighbors. It's somebody with a neural cap on. They don't need to do that. They don't need to put people unnecessarily on your profile. So, what else? Oh, anybody that's new, please check this book out. You can read this on your own leisure. It's called How to Tame a Demon by Robert Duncan. Please, it's cheap. It's like a little over $10. He's a guy who worked for the CIA. He worked for the CIA and the government as a contractor. So he was a researcher of bioeffects of electromagnetic weapons for over a decade. His activism focused on plausible denial torture And that's what this is. This is plausible denial torture, because it's plausibly deniable that anybody can get cancer, body damage from invisible energy. So this is not. Don't listen to me. Listen to this dude. This guy worked for the government, helped develop some of the technology that's killing you. This is plausible denial torture is what it is. And here's his other book, Project Soul Catcher. So this one is the scientific read. You know, you see how many pages, I'll open it up. Hundreds of techniques were declassified in 2002 by the Pentagon to Congress. The Navy wanted to remain top secret. So the Navy wanted to have some stuff that was declassified to remain top secret. You know, he debriefed a whole ton of whistleblowers from inside the government and made this book. So don't listen to these other people with the videos and talking about, oh, I know exactly what it is. It's the guy down the street from me. And, you know. So Robert Duncan, you can get these on Amazon. You know. And then there's another guy, check him out. His name's Dr. James G. Giordano. Watch his videos on YouTube, and he has books also, but his books are like $100 and some odd, but they're thick. They're really thick. And he talks about neurological bioweapons, and he gave me a bunch of information that I utilize in my lectures as well. So again, I want to thank you for listening to all of that. I always do this in every video. I want to preface that I am somebody who's been targeted by this system since 2006 was the first time my head got targeted. It went away for a few years, came back in 2015. That's the first time I heard the chat bot. I'm going to close this. Sorry for the echo when I close this. 2015 was the first time I heard the chatter bot. So I have been overtly targeted since 2015. These are my credentials I'm giving you. Since 2015, I have been overtly targeted by the chatterbot. In my head, I hear the chatbot every day, and then I am physically targeted with directed energy every day. No matter if it looks like it or not, I am. When I was talking to you a couple minutes ago, I got hit right here internally. So I'm going to go over radiation directed energy and the body damage that it causes and how the system automatically walks you to death, walks you into a diagnosis, which will be more than likely for a lot of us cancer, heart attack, or stroke, if you're not in the suicide protocol or the 100% mental health protocol. And even if you are in the 100% mental health protocol, you still have a huge percentage of probability that you'll be radiated during that. So back to my credentials. So I taught myself dynamical systems mathematics. I taught myself probability and statistics mathematics. I already had a knowledge of that. I taught myself for a computer. I taught myself deep learning. Deep learning, which is a part of this system. I taught myself, you know, not in depth, but the idea of deep learning and how it works with the system for the AI system's functionality. So I'm intimately familiar with the AI system's functionality and the operational systems programming for the artificial intelligence computer in relation to the simulation. So I can show you rudimentary programming language that would run the AI simulation that controls you and incepts you with all of its linguistics and all of the things that relate to your neural monitoring, my neural monitoring, and anybody else that is on this system. I can rudimentarily, which means basically, go back and reiterate the AI system's functionality in relation to the simulation programming that we are in right now. Me and you and anybody else who's overtly targeted has been unplugged from the simulation, from the computer system. So we're walking around free while hearing the chatbot except before that, you were plugged into the simulation and you were recorded neurologically. Your brain was recorded and stored on a computer system. That's called your profile. So you have a neurological brain profile that is stored on a supercomputer that the system revisits all the time to know your preferences, your likes, dislikes, all that kind of stuff that is pertinent to you, directly for you. So I'm going to get to this in a second. So don't think I forgot about the radiation directed energy stuff. I'm just going over what we're involved in here. The directed energy is different from the simulation because the simulation runs on neural patterns. So the simulation runs on neural patterns. The directed energy runs on nanoparticles or some form. Let's see here. This runs on nanoparticles. So very small pieces of something had to have been integrated into you, into your body. So the nanoparticles are in you, or some form of something that makes individual pieces of your body targetable separately. So logically think now. I'm going to bounce back and forth here, but then I'm going to go back to this and I'm going to start all over again. There's a difference. But logically think, how can this computer system automatedly, or even if a human manually overrid it and got onto an interface and clicked buttons, how can the directed energy system that is not unlike a cell phone, one second, that is not unlike a cell phone, hit me separately? How can it hit me separately? Oh, and by the way, you want to get one of these things, radiation detector. I'll show you some of my videos in a separate video. I'll do a compilation of all of my high-level radiation videos, which I showed a couple in my video from yesterday. But how can this hit my foot and then hit my eye separately? Because there has to be something like a nanoparticle or some form of something that they can attach numbers to. That they can attach numbers to and go 1, 2, 3, 4, right? So now if you want to hit this right here in the background computer programming, you have programmed the entirety of the human anatomy in 3D, and you had the automated system assign numbers to individual pieces of our body. So that way the computer knows how to hit a hand from a foot from a nose from an eye, and so on. So that is how we get individualized cancer when it hits your testicle. So when you read on some of the websites, you hear sex organ cancer is one of the preferred cancers they like to give. How do they give sex organ cancer specifically? Testicular, ovarian, vagina, penis cancer. They have to be able to hit your penis separately from your face, or else they would hit your entire body. So as the system has progressed from the 70s to now, they started off with basic things like a heart attack. Once they could send energy, they wanted to just put you into an irregular heart rhythm. And then, or a stroke. They just wanted to increase your blood pressure, to now being able to hit individual parts of the anatomy separately from one another. And that is inside and outside. All right, so now I'll talk about this at another time, the simulation, just the simulation and how the neural monitoring supercomputer works based upon neural patterns, dealing with language. When you hear the chatterbot, It knows what you're thinking and what you're going to say because it's integrated into your brain, and it listens to your brain speak. It's called brain speak. Listens to your brain speak, and it knows neural patterns because they have the human neural pattern dictionary. They have all of the human neural patterns, or a lot of them, mapped out and recorded in a background operational systems programming language. So let me erase this real quick, and let's get on with it. So you are 100% dealing with an AI computer system, all right? So now I'm going to reiterate some of that again. So bear with me, please. And then I'm going to tell you what body parts of mine are damaged right now and sore. Most of my damage that is currently sore is dealing with the back of my jaw here, going underneath my lower jawbone, the back here going underneath my lower jawbone, my lymph nodes in my neck, my thyroid area here, the inside of my mouth gets hit, and my testicles have been hit. My brain was cooked in the beginning in phase one, as most of your targeting revolves around in phase one, or when you initially start to feel the overheating, the nighttime energy, directed energy cooking you at night. That deals with your face and your brain, your cranium. It's called your cranium. So let me get on here real quick. So it deals with your cranium. It cooks your brain, and it cooks the inside of you too. It's not just the outside. It's not just, oh, my skin is sore. No, this is inside and outside can be affected. All right, so now the system works like this. There has to be something. I'm going to go back over this again. So in order to hit separate body parts with the directed energy, they had to have figured out and programmed in the computer, there has to be numbers assigned to individual parts of your body. So there's a supercomputer. At minimum, there's an interface that a human can sit on, whether it's on a phone, whether it's on a computer, whatever it is. There's an interface that a human can interface with to manually irradiate you or harm you. You know, whatever the energy is, it's irrelevant what it is. It's harmful to you. It's not helpful to you. It's harming you. If you're feeling the directed energy, it is not to help you. It is to hurt you. Just because you don't have any major problems right now inside of you, just because you have burnt eyes, that's not the only thing that's burnt. Imagine if it's doing that to your eyes or it burns your skin. Imagine what it does inside of you. Okay? So a lot of you people are sitting there right now, like I did in the beginning, and I'm like, man, what the fuck is this thing? And you're caught up with what is this thing? What's going on? You're confused. Don't be confused. This is to hurt you. I will break it down in layman's terms for you. This energy that is going into your body is going to hurt you eventually. So that's why it's called walking you to death, because it takes a long time depending upon the energy levels. Right over here is the radiation phases. Depending upon the energy levels that they put into individual spots in your body and how consistently they do it will then determine how long it takes for whatever illness to take hold, whether it's cancer, heart attack, heart failure, stroke, whatever it is. It is to hurt you. So it may take 5, 10, 15, 20 years, but that depends on whether you get a radiation detector. Shit's in my pocket. Whether you get a radiation detector and you slow it down a little bit every now and then, whether it slows down on you. It's going to depend on how soon you find out about that so you can mitigate it a little bit. But for me, It has not stopped. And for Kevin, I know when he was making his videos and stuff, he said it's still going on. But please believe me, it is not anybody around you. It's not your neighbors next to you. It's not your friends. It's not your family doing this to you. Okay? They automated this situation a long time ago. You know how easy it is to automate a computer system? So let me get back to this real quick. So what they did is the computer system, the AI system that automatically irradiates your body, they assigned numbers to individual parts of the body. So now I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So the directed energy comes in and you feel, oh, my face is burning, right? So we'll go face. So your face. So in order to hit your face, in the computer programming, they numbered your face. I'm just going in general. It's to the cellular level. So they can hit one hair. They can vibrate a single hair or a single eyelash or a single nose hair. But I'm going in a big frame of reference here, so it's easier to understand. So face. Face is number 7. We'll go with number 7. So in the background computer programming, when they go radiate, they pick what they want to do, the actual energy or the action, and they go face. So they have to go action, where. So they pick where. Let me get another color. That'll work. So what the computer has to figure out every time it wants to do something is where, how much, how long. So this is a generic questions that the computer asks itself. And if a manual override by a human is there and they're interfacing with it, they manually figure that out by clicking a button, essentially, in theory. But the computer has to say where, what body part, how much, meaning what's the amplification of the energy hitting that body part. So by amplification of energy, I mean over here, you're going to see radiation phases. I will never erase this. This will always be here. Phase 1, 100 to 500 microteslas concentrated. Phase 2, 1,000 to 1,500 microteslas concentrated. And phase 3 is 5 to 20 microteslas plus microteslas concentrated and or enhancing energy. Can be either way. And what that is in reference to is the background energy levels. So when I say 5 to 20, I mean 5 to 20 over top of that. That's, the usual background level. Going to be somewhere in the 40s, maybe low 50s for just general background radiation. And then when you get to this phase 3 here, this is usually reserved for the beginning phases because they're trying to lay the groundwork of the areas that they want the medical problem to take hold. And once they hit you really hard and really concentrated in the beginning phases, they tend to taper that off because you're just going to continue walking and talking and going to work, paying the bills. So they don't have to hit you that hard anymore. So they taper it off a little bit. Maybe they'll hit you a little bit harder at nighttime. But for the most part, they fall back on it, but it still continues. So that means there's still intent to continue to harm you. It didn't stop just because it went away a little bit. They want you to be okay with it. The reason they turned it down was so you're not all worked up about, oh my God, my eyes are burning. I can't see. My vision is blurred. I have a sore spot right here. They want you to continue working and walking and talking and doing your thing out there while a shot here, a shot there, a shot here, until you end up showing up with blood out of your stool, pissing blood, coughing blood, sneezing blood, or something of that effect, where then you realize internally You had tumors all along. There's no pain either. I'll get to that in a second. So you have to go, what body part? You go, how much, meaning amplification. I'll just put amp. And then how long do you want that to stay on? Do you want it to be a static amount where it just sits there and just hits them like a zzz? Or do you just want it to be a quick electromicrowave pulse? So what an electromicrowave pulse is a quick hit. You know how much energy you want to send really quick, and you hit that body part of that anatomy really quick, and it goes in and it infuses. So it hits, spreads out as far as the energy will allow it, and then it's absorbed by your anatomy, your cells. So that's how cancer comes about. And that's how destruction of human anatomy comes about, is that, you know, it's not one cigarette. It could be 100 million cigarettes. You know, it's not one hit of energy. It's a bunch of hits of energy. It's not one beer that gives you cirrhosis of the liver. It's a bunch of beers and alcoholic beverages that gives you cirrhosis of the liver. So it takes a while for this to happen, but you can't see anything. You can't see inside of you. All you feel is a little burning sensation where you go, and then it goes away. And you're like, that's not that big of a deal. Doesn't really hurt that bad, until it is that big of a deal. And you have tumors popping up all over your body, your feet, in your head, in your bones, in your blood. So how long? Time. So the computer has to do this every single time it automatically radiates you with directed energy. It has to say, where do I want to hit him or her? How much energy should I put into him or her? And by happenstance, this relates to this. How long should I have the energy there? So it can go, it can make a predetermined amount of energy. So a total of 7,000 microteslas, but it's only going to turn it up to 100. So if it's only going to amplify it to 100 microteslas, but it wants to do 7,000 total, that's a little bit better than doing 7,000 real quick. That may leave a noticeable mark. There may be something noticeable, you know. So if you want to go unnoticed, you do it slow. You infuse the energy over a longer period of time. So that way you don't draw panic out of the person and have them go, oh my God, you know. That's why phase 1 of the radiation correlates with phase 1 of your targeting. Meaning when you're desocialized, isolated, and you're going through mental health care, you're calling the police on yourself, you're calling the ambulance on yourself. That's when your eyes are burning the most. At nighttime, you're sweating profusely. And during the day, when you're out and about trying to go walk down the sidewalk, your face is burning. It feels like your face is going to melt off. That's the concentrated phase 1 energy of 100 to 500 microteslas concentratedly on your body. And I'll show you real quick. I showed this yesterday in my video yesterday. And then I'll get back to this here on the board. I showed this in my video yesterday, the fact that all the way back to 2020 here, I'm in the gym, and I mean, I'm getting just smoked at 500 microteslas. That's my old radiation detector that I had. I'm in the gym, and my face is melting off of me. And when I say melting off of me, when it's concentrated like that and it's on your face, you can feel physical pressure. There's so much energy going into such a small area. You can feel physical force, you know, and that's what it is. It's so much energy concentrated in a tiny area that it's physically pushing on you. Because when you pull out the detector and you go like this, you'll feel it pull away. when the energy stops. My apologies here. I have a piss poor connection here in my garage to my Wi-Fi, but I'll show you this. Trying to see what I do in this video. There's so many videos that I have, like, it's crazy. Yeah, my connection sucks. But that's 200 microteslas, and you're going to be sweating, you're going to be uncomfortable, and it's just not good. It's really not good. I can show you half of my brain being irradiated in Costco. Shit. Well, I showed this one yesterday. My penis being irradiated. That's my testicles being smoked. And then the computer turns it off. And then, because the computer recognizes that as a threat. So what that was I was in Costco doing an Instacart order, and I felt pain in my testicle all day for like an hour or so. I felt pain. They were sore like I had blue balls. And what that is that's the computer irradiating one or both of your testicles and or your penis as well. For me, my left testicle is the primary target between the testicles, but it'll turn it off. And why it turns it off is because the computer recognizes through your visual cortex and through your ears and your eyes, it sees that and it goes, uh-oh, let me turn that off, because it recognizes that as a threat. So you recording the system is recognized as, uh-oh, let me turn this off. The person is recording me and catching me. But that was my testicles being radiated. So it's no joke. This is phase 2 radiation right here, you're going to see. (1,300 microteslas). See that right there? 1,000 to 1,500, phase 2. So what phase 2 is, and then it turns it off, obviously. I don't need to show you that, but then it turns it off. What phase 2 of the radiation is after they lay the groundwork in phase 1, 100 to 500 for a number of years during your opening phase of your targeting. This is radiation targeting phases. There's simulation protocol, walk to death targeting phases. Different. There's a difference. But you can see that was phase 2 radiation, meaning not concentrated, it's enhancing energy. So it enhances the total amount of energy that was entered into your body during phase 1. It's just continuing to infuse more and more energy into those same anatomy structures. So the more energy, the closer to cancer you are, or some form of bodily deterioration. So whether it's going to be cancer or not, that's up to the system, depending upon what it's trying to do. It can deteriorate your heart, give you a heart failure. So again, I'm going to make a compilation video of all of my, radiation videos that I have. I have one from Costco where half the top of my head is being irradiated while I'm standing there. Let me see if I can dial that one up while I'm continuing to talk. Let's see. Oh, favorites. That's right. It's in my favorites here. So I'll show you this real quick. I mean, I have videos of my mouth being irradiated. So you would say that guy right there, you see that guy, that's me in 2023, right? That's me, healthy, happy. You would think, man, there's nothing wrong with that guy. Look at him. He's in good shape. He's healthy. He's happy. Oh, he's got to have it all. Wrong. That's what they want to portray, for you to portray out here in the world, is happy and healthy. And but then you get this, I'm climbing mountains, I'm doing all these amazing things. Then you get, wow, that's crazy. My fucking, I don't know if this is it right here. We'll see. It's a bummer, man. It really is. I'm gonna let that go for a second. We'll see if that's it. But I'm gonna get back to this. So this right here, you have assigned numbers on individual pieces of your body. Right now, I'm being radiated. Yep. At 1,000 microteslas on my head. 1,300 microteslas on my head. Where the hell is this? I'm gonna get this Costco video up for you. But again, I'm gonna make a compilation video out of all this stuff. And I'll have to get a video, or maybe I'll pay a video editor. Because I think it's important that you guys see this stuff too. So back to this, when it picks your face, it's number 7 in theory, because there's no way without assigning numbers to individual parts of your body that your eye could get hit separate from your crotch, separate from your foot, separate from your hand, separate from the left side of your face to the right side of your face. So they programmed into the computer system, the AI computer system that runs neural monitoring and the simulation in general, which this has nothing to do with neural patterns. The directed energy that enters your body has nothing to do with neural patterns. It has to do with assimilated nanoparticulate matter that they could individually assign numbers to make your body targetable to the smallest possible piece, to have the highest effect and highest sophistication for future use. So again, let's say the computer picks your face. It says number 7. So the background computer programming says where, body part, number 7. How much energy, how long? Is it going to be a quick infusing of energy through an electro microwave pulse? Quick hit, quick infusion, quick damage? Or is it going to be something that stays on for a while and cooks you and bathes you in directed energy, where you wake up and you have a burn on your skin, you're sweating really bad, your eyes are bloodshot? That's not from a quick microwave pulse. That's from extended duration static energy being hit onto your body part. So that's how the system works. It doesn't have anything to do with somebody in a neural cap and, some person down the road or in a computer room. They automated this a long time ago. You're not that important is what you got to get in your head. You're not that important that somebody wants to live with you for 15, 20, 30 years. So that's how this works. Now, like I said, 2015 was when I first heard the chatbot. And I still hear it to this day. Nothing has changed, unfortunately. Trust me, I wish it did. I think it's November, actually. Yeah. It is doo-doo, but Wi-Fi. So if you're still feeling the energy hit you, if you're still able to put a detector up to you, and no matter if it's 5 microteslas or 500 or 5,000, that means that's probably it here. Who the fuck knows where it is? It's in my favorites somewhere. I'll probably never find it. But that means that the computer system is still trying to put you to sleep, trying to make sure that you're not going to be okay. So there's still intent, active intent, to continue to put energy into you. And what does that mean? That means that they're still trying to deteriorate your body, because that energy is not helpful. Like I wrote on here a while ago, it is meant to hurt you. So if you are still feeling the energy, be prepared for some sort of bodily deterioration. Your eyes aren't bloodshot because they're helping you. Your ears don't hurt because they're helping you. Your lungs don't hurt because they're helping you. Your testicles don't hurt because they're helping you. It's harmful energy. Yeah, I gotta cue this bullshit up somehow. Oh, there it is. Watch this video real quick. So you're gonna, and then please comment down below. I want you guys to comment. As soon as this thing loads, fucking thing sucks, yeah. I don't know why the Wi-Fi is so bad here. Oh, here I am. I'm at Costco right now. Let me pause this and let it load up. January the 4th, 2023. So this video goes back to 2023 anyway. Anyway, I'll let it load. So back to this while that's loading. So this is the radiation directed energy body damage that you got to go through. And like I said, if you're feeling the energy, it's detrimental to your body. These are the radiation phases here that you're going to go through. Jesus Christ. The radiation phases that you're going to go through. It hasn't stopped for me. It's not going to stop for you. The only people that it stops for are the government workers, the people from Havana, you know, the people that had the research study done on them when the government, you know, didn't know what was going on. Oh, here I am, Amanda. Oh, here I am, Amanda. Let's let that load. So behind here, I'm going to show you. The fuck? Check this out. One side of my head. So where it hurts for me is, that's my lower jaw. It's behind here, behind my ear. Behind my ear, it hurts. My lymph nodes down here, it hurts. You know, there's lymph nodes here. All of that stuff got radiated years ago. That's what I'm telling you. Individual pieces of you are targetable separately. It hit my lymph nodes. It hit my lymph nodes in my neck. Right here hurts. Right here behind my ear. Right here, over here, and behind my ear. All are sore. But years ago, it hit my lymph nodes. My lymph nodes blew up around my neck so big I couldn't turn my head to the right without hitting my shoulder with this lymph node here. But they were all blown out of my neck. That's how I'm telling you, individual pieces of you are targetable separately because they have a separate number for each of these lymph nodes. Like, there is a number for the lymph node. Lymph node 13. This is node 27. This is node 18. Who knows? But they can hit individual lymph nodes. Not the rest of my neck wasn't sore. It was just my lymph nodes that got hit. I felt intense pressure on each one of them. And that's the energy going in and actually entering that soft tissue there, the lymph node. And then it expands because there's energy going into it. You have energy going in, so it increases the pressure internally of each lymph node. And then even if you turn on the detector and it turns off the energy, it'll shrink a little bit, just a tiny bit, but it will be residually swollen because that energy is like being slapped in the face. If you slap yourself in the face, you're going to go, ow, that hurt. And you're going to touch your skin. It's going to be sore, a little swollen. It's the same thing. Wherever this energy goes, your soft tissue or your anatomy will be sore for a while until it heals itself. So my lymph nodes were swollen for, God, a couple of days, 3, 4, 5 days, maybe even a week, until they shrunk down again to normal size. I went to the doctor. They did scans. And obviously, they're like, we don't see anything. We don't see anything. They're not bigger than normal. So that's the problem, is that until there's something there inside of you, a tumor, whatever, they're going to go, well, we don't know what to do. You know, you don't have anything we can do anything about yet. Like when I called the University of Pennsylvania, I called Dr. Douglas Smith's office at the University of Pennsylvania, the guy that did the Havana syndrome research study for the government. And I spoke with his nurse for an hour about this system and about what was going on. And she said, well, do you have cancer yet? And I said, no, not yet, but I will. And she's like, well, I mean, ultimately, this was during the second phone call. They were both about a half an hour each. She said, ultimately, we know it's a computer system that's doing this to you. We just don't have access to the computer system, so we don't know what to tell you guys. Like, we can't just turn something off we don't control. We know it's a computer system. We know it's directed energy. And unfortunately, the government turned their backs on us. The government turned around and said, oh, there's nothing really going on. There's no permanent damage. And, you know, the CIA never came out and said directed energy directly, you know, but that's what sucks for us. Until there's something there, what are they going to do? So what? You tell them you have a swollen lymph node. They're just going to go, oh, well, maybe you have an infection somewhere. You can't say, read the books, but that's what I do. I give my doctors those books. So my neck is an area of concern for me. Inside of my mouth, my throat, this entire area is an area of concern for me. You know, so that's how this directed energy works. There's a computer program that has all of you. Your jawbone's a different number. Every single smallest affectable piece of you is individually numbered. So that way it can be individually targeted. And it's an automated computer system. They put you into a protocol. The protocol determines what is going to happen to you, whether it's suicide, walk to death, or 100% mental health. And then if it's walk to death, if it's cancer or bodily deterioration, then it automatically determines what bodily deterioration you're going to get. So you're going to get individual numbered pieces of you hit with directed energy, whether it's your brain, your eyes, your face, your nose, mouth, lungs, lymph nodes. That's all determined by the AI supercomputer. Here, it determines what body part, how much energy, and how long. And let me move this. My testicle's been hit, like I said. Let me see if this video is primed yet. Well, I'll show it in another video. Oh, here I am. I'm at Costco right now. Of course, it's not going to load. It's got to be something to do with the goddamn computer system. One side of my head, but not the other. It's just one side of my head. It's so crazy. Of course, course, this is the only video that won't load, right? And again, you just go, wow, that's crazy, right? AI supercomputer would prevent this fucking video from being shown. There's nothing else open, nothing else at all going on inside of my body. It's crazy. So you see there, it's green. Look, it's green over here. On this side of my head, it's green. On that side of my head, it's going to be red. That's absolutely wild. Green. Hold on, I'll show you. Green. No problem. And then this is how crazy it is. And red. Half of my head radiated. They can split, they can bisect your brain in hemispheres. Holy shit. Look at that. Only one half of my head. Right here. Behind the ear. And down the neck. That's crazy. And then they turn it off. See? Half of my head. So that it shows you. I'm going to talk about that real quick. So, like I said, to the cellular level is what James Giordano said to Modern Warfare Academy at West Point, New York, to the military cadets in New York. He said, they can now affect the cellular level of individual organ systems separately. Cellular level of individual organ systems separately. Separately. So you saw there, my head was split in the middle. Let me draw that real quick. Here's my head. There's a line in the middle. This was radiated on this side. Let's see, radiation on this side. And on this side, it was green, no radiation. So no radiation. Now, cellular level of individual organ systems separately. Does that look like individual systems separately? They can bisect your brain and your head. So these are called hemispheres. These two hemispheres of your brain. They can draw a line down the middle and radiate one side and no radiation on the other side. So that shows you there's individual structures inside of you, on you, inside of you, that the computer system has numbered. So it knows what this entire piece here is. It knows what this entire piece here is. It knows it wants to radiate this half and not radiate that half. And it's to the cellular level. James Giordano, West Point Military Academy speech. Look it up. On YouTube, you'll see. He talks about this. That's exactly what he talks about. And that's what I and you have been dealing with, me, since 2005 or 6, when I first felt my scalp was sore, didn't know what it was. I was profusely sweating, face was burning. And then it came back on overtly with the Chatterbot in phase 1. And it's an automated system that can be manually operated, but isn't manually operated. And that's it. I wish it would stop, you know. I get sad every day of my life. I'll leave you with this. That's how it works. That's it. That's how it works. That's how the computer actually works. It's not just, oh, there's somebody with a neural cap on and they're sitting there and they're living virtually as you and all this shit that's not telling anybody anything. That's not telling them how this works. That's not telling them to read these books that people that work for the government wrote. I didn't work for the government. They did. He had a security clearance. All these people that he interviewed had security clearances. They're the ones that blew the fucking whistle. So, but back to this real quick. You know, that's how it works. Like, I get sad every day of my life. You know, you just saw there that half of my head and my brain were being cooked inside of Costco. You know, I get sad when I think about how excited I am. I founded a coin and currency collecting club. I collect coins and I love it. I love the hobby. I get excited about it. Before I got targeted by this system, I didn't get excited about anything. My life sucked. My life was trash. I was taking care of somebody else's kids. Yeah, I love taking care of the kids and being a quasi dad to them. It was exciting. It was fun, but they're not my kids. I didn't want nothing to do with them really after, like in theory, I didn't really want much to do with them. I wanted my own children. I wanted my own kids. I wanted my own family. I wanted a girlfriend, a wife, and all that stuff. That hasn't happened with targeting. How can any of us have anybody when we're targeted like this? And that's another video I'm going to make tonight or tomorrow, is how we are desocialized and isolated even when we're working and we have jobs and we have money during our targeting radiation phases. When we're walking to death, most of us still don't have anybody. And we haven't had anybody for years, because that's a part of the program as well and the protocols. But I get sad when I think about who I am now. I founded an outdoor club too. I climb mountains. I founded an outdoor club. I climb mountains. I ride road bike. I want to learn ice climbing. I want to do wilderness rescue training. I have wilderness medicine, outdoor wilderness medicine training. Yeah, my name is on achievement lists for climbing the Adirondack Mountains. I would have never done this or this if it wasn't for being targeted and being isolated and desocialized during the opening phases of my targeting. So again, to end this video off, please pay attention to what I'm telling you. That's how that shit works. Your body comes up on a computer system's programming language, and it knows how to radiate you, where to put the energy, how long to put the energy, and when the expected time frame is that you will have a bodily damage and a bodily problem, so to speak. So a lot of us have bettered our lives because we were desocialized and isolated. We finally got away from everybody that was around us, and we started to live our lives only with a computer system destroying us physically. And it only gives us enough work and money and stuff like that to keep us busy in our heads, thinking that this energy isn't harming us. But it is. Oh yeah, I forgot one other thing is that, but that's why I'm sad, because my life has never been better besides the radiation. Is that it can prevent pain. The system can prevent pain through your neurology. This is the only thing linked to the neural patterns and your neurons that links to the radiation and the directed energy and the body damage. So it can prevent pain, meaning it'll burn you, and then it can prevent the pain that comes about from that. And why that's important, it can block those nerves, the nerve impulses where the pain is. Why that's important is if it blocks the pain from tumors or stuff going on with you and on you in your body, there will be a longer time with the problem before medical intervention. So what that means is that since you don't have any pain, you don't think anything's wrong. You're not going, ow, ow. Every time you go like this, you would go, ow, oh, ow, I have pain almost, ow, 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 ow. If you don't go, ow, 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 and there's a tumor just sitting there, you're going to go to work, you're going to walk, you're going to go like this, you're going to do all this kind of stuff, you're going to dance, you're going to be seemingly fine. Well, the longer the time with the problem before you go to the doctor, before you get diagnostic imaging to find that there's a problem, why there's pain. If you don't feel any pain, you're not going to understand that there's a problem. So the only time that more than likely you've been with this problem for so long that it is now, if it's cancer, let's say instead of stage 1, it's stage 2+, meaning it may have metastasized to another area. It's sit there so long. You don't think anything's wrong because you don't feel any pain. So the longer the computer can get you to go without feeling that there's a problem mentally or physically, the better the chances are for the computer's sake, because they're trying to end your life, the better for the computer's sake that you will have more problems and you will be further progressed in your medical problem than you would have been had you felt the pain or had you realized rationally in your head or physically, I have a problem. But the problem is that until there's something physically there, what are they going to do? So essentially they have to wait till there's a physical presentation of the illness before they can take care of the illness, because it's technically not a problem or an illness until it's there. Even though you know ahead of time this energy is going to give you a physical problem. So that's it. Be aware that it's not good. It's there to hurt you. It's going to hurt you. You're not in good shape. And if it doesn't stop, and even then it may be too far along. You may be too far progressed with the amount of energy they put into you. Like for me here, all of this is sore. All of it. Lymph nodes in there. Even if the computer stopped doing whatever it was doing, wherever it's doing it, it's still going to be sore. It's called fibrosis. It's called fibrosis. So you can get that from microwave energy, any type of radiation energy. You can get fibrotic scarring of the tissue. And then if you continue to hit it with the energy, it'll turn that fibrotic tissue into cancer, which will then turn necrotic, meaning it'll be dead tissue. That's it. I hope you guys have a good rest of your night. Please watch the video. I apologize for it being sporadic here and there. I'm going to try and get together with somebody maybe and put a compilation video together of all of my targeting videos. I don't know what else to do. I sat around doing nothing and nothing changed. Nothing happened. It just slows off and it slows down into this phase here, phase 3, and then intermittent spikes where it'll hit you with the old energy, but it's still infusing you with the energy, meaning it still has, its intention is to harm you still. It's not going away, it didn't go away, and there's no human on there doing it to you. It's an automated system. That's it. Hope you guys have a good evening. Please make the best of the time you have left on this planet, and don't waste your life and don't waste your time. And I regret that. That's one of the main things I regret, is a lot of the time I wasted prior to targeting. I wish I had it back. I wasted a lot of potential. And I'm very regretful of that. So I'm glad that I'm able to do what I can do now. through the targeting, through the physical pain, through the physical deterioration. And, it sucks because I don't like making these videos. It's not something I want to make. I don't want to make this video. I don't want to do this video. I'd rather make coin collecting videos. I'd rather make mountain climbing videos. I wish I didn't have to make this video. The reason I have to make this video is because this shit's happening to me. If this shit never happened to me, I would never have made this stupid video. I wouldn't even know that this shit exists, that there's a simulation system that runs on these maths over here that radiates people at random because you have a brain number and it randomizes your brain number and just decides randomly who to do what to. So that's it. You didn't do anything. You did not do anything. There's nothing you did or didn't do to be targeted. It's just random. And then it randomly assigns whatever protocol to do to you, which then determines what you have happen during your targeting, physically, neurologically, and in the simulation. I hope you guys have a good night. That's it. I'm bummed. I'm sad. And yeah, I just get bummed because I think about how much time I should have left and all the great things, the positive things, the positivity I could spread, the happiness, the inspiration I could give to people. And I really have that and I feel it inside of me. And that's the type of person I am, but I never got an opportunity to be until this stupid fucking computer started targeting me and desocializing me. And it did a great job of giving me the best life I've ever known, except for it continues to physically fucking harm me. And it's already done damage to me that I don't know how it'll be repaired. It's scary as shit. I hope you guys, something great happens for you guys. I just hate to see people suffer. That's it. Hope you guys have a good night. Thank you for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe. Thank you.